side, more to step.
We are equals. Look at us.
Alright, maybe just sit this end down. It's a shame to have the tractor here.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Alright, now Derek, you pull the truck up, and Zach and I can probably just push this up and ready to go. And sit it back down. Go ahead.
Red Hot Rush. Just lift off.
I was trying to put. It has this part where the key goes, but you close this, but then you can't open it back up. No, you have to stick it in here, and you have to twist it to get it to open back up. So if you don't have the key, you can't get in there to.
What am I caught on?
Just that plastic bag on the bottom.
Don't.
Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, as you can see right here behind us, we have a little Chinese motorcycle. Apparently, while we were in Daytona, Zach got a bug and decided he wanted to buy a motorcycle. So everybody else rode around motorcycles, everybody but him.
And I'm broke.
So anyway, no experience, and he decided to just go find the cheapest street legal motorcycle you could find on Amazon, and this is what it is. It's called a Hawk 250. So we're gonna try to put it together and see how the thing works. So as you've already seen, we've basically uncrated it and are just kind of putting the pieces together. Zach cannot seem to find any instructions that came with it, so we're just trying to figure it out. Luckily, most of us know a thing or two about motorcycles. I'm sure we will get it figured out. Just might take us a little bit longer. So the main body of it all came together. The back wheel was already on it. We had to put the front wheel on. We're gonna have to put the handlebars on. Looks like we're gonna need to put a brake lever on. There's a whole bunch of other little parts as well. But all in all, it looks like a pretty neat little motorcycle.
Well, there was a lot of reviews saying that these come in and they're already broken. So I just went ahead and replaced it with the digital version.
You were saying something about they were saying they're inaccurate or something?
No, the needle is just broken, so it won't even tell you how fast you're going.
Gotcha.
There was inaccuracies in speed as well.
Yeah.
And of course, the kids having more fun with the box that the motorcycle came in. They don't care about the motorcycle itself. Kaboom. Now, some of the reviews online had mentioned where parts had come in broken, but they've actually done a fairly good job at packing things. So we've got this thin layer of plastic over all of the nice plastic pieces, and then it's also wrapped in bubble wrap and taped on very well. It's actually been quite difficult to get them unpacked. So as you saw, we got the front wheel on a moment ago. Derek already put on the rear turn signals. We still got the front turn signals, mirrors, a couple more body pieces, the headlight, and what I believe to be a muffler cover. And then there's also like a little hardware kit with reflectors and other stuff, and we probably won't put the reflectors on it, but. All right, we're gonna put the reflectors where they belong, in the trash box. All right, guys, so we plug in the headlight before we mount it, and the headlight turns on. Key's not even in the ignition. Turn on and off the headlight switch. No change. So as it turns out, there were 2 different plugs behind there that the headlight harness plugged into. One of them had constant power. The other one worked with a switch. So just a quick reversal, and that was fixed pretty easy. So a few tasks on here are quite tedious, like these little retainers that are for the speedometer cable and stuff like that. You know, things like that could have already been bolted on, but they're just tedious to get in there and get in place. And the unit came with this side cover pre-installed, which is really nice of them. But it did not come with the exhaust cover, which would go right about here, installed. Unfortunately, you have to remove that other cover in order to put this cover on. And in order to remove that cover, you've got to take the seat off to unbolt that cover. In order to get the seat off, you got to unbolt like 4 other covers to get to the bolts that hold the seat on, because we cannot seem to find a seat release on it anywhere. Instructions would be nice. All right, guys, so it looks like we have the whole thing finally assembled and put together. We've double-checked torque on the wheels and all the critical fasteners. We've inspected the brakes, and they are both working. Now, they already came with fluid and everything in it, which is great. Zach is peeling off all the unnecessary made in China and warning stickers that he doesn't want on there. And I believe that they're going to remove all of these decals as well at some point. But I think the only thing left to do is put some fuel in it and see if it'll fire up. So that's going to be our next step.
Recording the first gas spill on the bike.
Yep. I gotta tell you guys too, this fuel cap, really nice billet piece.
It's a 3.5 gallon tank.
That's exactly why you're putting gas in it. How much money did you pay for this thing?
I think before taxes it was $1,740. Afterwards it came out to $1,871. Free shipping on Amazon.
Guys, just checking to make sure there's no fuel leaks. All right, guys, so we put a couple gallons of fuel in it, turned on the fuel petcock. The choke is on. It's been sitting for about a minute or so to fill up the float bowl. So go ahead, Zach, give it a go. Let's see if she fires up.
Should I try to kick it?
No, let's just try electric start first.
Let me make sure I didn't just turn it.
It may take a while. Oop. She's thinking about it. We got a little bit of a fire, but not a full fire. Oop. Give it a little bit of throttle. Hold the throttle just cracked open as you hit the start.
This is
Oh, is that gonna be tightened up as well?
trying to run away from me, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna give it another go.
Well,
Just hold the throttle steady. Don't try to keep pumping it. Is the choke still on?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's pretty cold out right now, so it may need choke.
Well,
So we may need to adjust the idle on it. All the fresh coated smoking Zach out. That's probably lead-based paint too, coming from China.
hell yeah.
Hey, but it sounds like it's idling now. Just let us... Spoke too soon. All right, guys, well, it looks like everything is ready. Now, this had oil in it, it had brake fluid, and it had everything, and it even came with a battery. They literally didn't have to buy anything other than this to make it work. Now, they did buy a couple aftermarket things that they're going to add on later on, but they weren't necessary to just get this thing up and running. Now, it took a few minutes to get it to fire up, which was expected for a brand new unit that's never had fuel in it before. But now what we did is we had it running at a fairly high idle for a good 5 minutes or so. Just want to get kind of a preliminary ring seat. I mean, we're not doing a full break-in like we would be if this was a high-performance engine, but it'll probably be good enough for now. So at this point, I think it's time for Zach to get on it, take it for a ride, and hopefully it all goes well. So we never checked the clutch engagement or any of that stuff yet either, so.
Well,
All right, guys, he had one trip around the yard, so now him and Derek are gonna go out on the street, see how it handles the road. Now, I say on the street, but they're just going up and down the little dead end road here. Neither one of those bikes have a tag on them yet. They do have the one we just assembled insured, but they haven't got the tag for it yet. And neither one of them have a motorcycle license. So they're not barely gonna leave the property. Well, they made it back safe and sound. So what'd you think for your first ride?
it's freaking awesome, except the knobby tires on the road are a challenge.
Yeah, I don't like the feel of the full knobs on the road
I
either.
can feel every knot. It's
Yep.
kinda-
Yeah, even when I ride Talons KTM on the street, get the same issue.
Yeah, you're way better at taking stickers off.
Acrylic nails on. Oh. You say that, now I'm struggling. Sticking to me. Oh my God.
ASMR. I keep peeling the plastic coating off the top of them.
Yeah, me too.
I agree.
Well, guys, there it is all together. I even took it for a ride real quick, and it actually performed pretty well. Not a lot of power by any means, but it drove nicely. The brakes work good. The clutch works good. We'll still need to tweak it, do some adjustments to set it all up for Zach so that all the levers and everything are where he needs it to be. But for a $1,700 motorcycle delivered to your house and an hour and a half put together, so far it doesn't seem like too bad of a deal. But we will bring you some further updates on this, maybe like a 1 weekend after he gets it registered and actually put some miles on it, and maybe a month in, 6 months in, something like that. We'll definitely keep you posted.
New sprockets. You got a 17-tooth front sprocket and a 45-tooth back sprocket.
Yeah, so one of the things that they saw online was that it only does about 70 mile an hour the way it's set up now, but with a sprocket change, you get a little bit more speed out of it. Now, truth is, here where we live, 70 is really all you need because our speed limit's only 55 around here. We got one road that's 60, and you don't need a really powerful bike to have fun around here. Some people changed out the headlight to an LED, and you bought a headlight for it, but it didn't fit properly, so
And
we
I
didn't.
also have a better carburetor.
Yeah, he's actually got another carburetor too that hopefully will spruce it up a little bit. So all that stuff will come in the future. We just want to kind of show you guys, you know, what he got here and why he got it, and we'll go from there. So guys, thank you for watching, and until the next time we see you, keep those engines running.